Hi guys, thanks for joining me. So a while back I bought this rulebook, DBA Antiquitatis, get it right, version 3. Now this was produced in 2014. I may have bought it around about 2017, and I've got to be honest, I haven't done much with it. Now basically this is a rule set for, I think, mainly 15mm figures, but I don't think there's anything stopping you using other scales. And within the book there are army lists, and each army has 12 bases, but they will have different troop types. So for instance, an English War of the Roses will, or a 100 Years War, may have 7 bases of bow, and then knights and foot. And then a Viking army may have housecarls, which are called blades, and then spearmen. So depending on the nationality and the army list depends on what figures you buy and then paint up. Now, as I say, I bought this 3 years ago, and the intention was to possibly paint up a couple of armies and then play some games, either with Joss, my wife, who in the past has happily played wargaming with me, which I really do appreciate, or with somebody else. I know 1 or 2 friends who do or have played this rule set in the past. Whether they still do, I don't know. But I didn't do anything with it, and I think it was yesterday, I fancied doing something different rather than the model kits, and I've had a hankering to get back into wargaming, which I may have mentioned recently. The mother-in-law gave me £100 for my birthday, which was on the weekend, and so it's been kind of burning a hole in my pocket, and one of the things I've been wanting to do is to buy some more wargaming figures. Although this is about this rule set, I am actually considering wanting to play American Civil War. Now, the first thing I've got to decide is what scale, whether I use 28mm figures, 15mm figures, 10mm figures, or possibly even 6mm figures. I am leaning towards 15mm because obviously the price is a lot cheaper than 28mm. The board that you need to play on is going to be smaller. So yesterday I felt like doing something different, and I have to confess that I wondered whether I could still paint 15mm figures. Back in the day, like 30 years ago, I used to paint commission figures, 15mm, not because I was particularly good at it. I'm not very good at highlighting them and things like that, but people said that I was neat. So, like, you know, if I was painting somebody's face, then the paint would be on the face, it wouldn't be on the tunic and that kind of thing. So yesterday I cleaned up some figures. I undercoated them with black, Chaos Black. I just used the brush, I didn't spray them, and I got cracking on them, and I just thought I'd show them you so you can see what they look like. So these are very simple medieval figures. These are from the late medieval period, from around just before 1500, say. What we've got here is some handgunners. So these are the first handguns that were being used. Basically a metal tube on top of a piece of wood with a fuse and something rammed down the inside of it. I could have done these quite plain, but that wouldn't have really shown me whether I could still do this. Now, although I wear glasses now, as I say, 30 years ago I didn't, and I used to be able to paint these just without the aid of any optical equipment. But now I wear glasses, it would appear that I can still do them. There was a couple of times where I was going to reach for the goggles, but in the end I didn't have to. To give you some idea of scale, let me just get a Vallejo paint pot so you can see how big these guys are. So there you go, just to show them off a bit, a nice deep red. I managed to paint up 8 of those figures in about 2 hours, but obviously I kind of complicated things for myself by giving them that red and white design. If I'd have just done them all white or all red, it would have been quicker, but I wanted to test my abilities. So I'm going to try and paint some more figures up now. What I've done is gone through the considerable numbers of 15mm figs that I've got, and I've tried to arrange them into armies that would fit DBA. So for instance, I managed to find a sub-Roman army, I managed to put together a South Welsh army, I've put together a Viking army, and or it may actually, I may have changed that to Anglo-Danish, and I've also managed to put together a Scots common army. And as I say, the plan is to paint them, and we will see what happens after that, because of course the figures at the moment are just sitting in boxes around various parts of the house. Some are in the garage, some are in the passageway, and some may be in the loft. I haven't looked yet, and I just need to either use them or get rid of them. But if I'm going to get rid of them, I might as well paint them up and try and make some money from them, and get some money to put towards something else. As I say, I am tempted to play 15mm American Civil War, because it just fascinates me, that that whole conflict and the reasons behind it, and all that. It really does. But we shall see. I've already got rules for that I can play American Civil War games with, Black Powder, which covers the period from it certainly goes up to just before World War One. So you've got like the colonial battles, like 1900 and just before then. Then you've got Civil War, Napoleonics, and the American War of Independence as well. It covers that. That's why it's called Black Powder, because it's all about the muskets and that. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope that some of you found this interesting. Really enjoying going through all your videos. Thanks ever so much, guys, for putting them up and just giving us something to watch whilst we're hobbying, or whilst we've got some spare time, which some of us have at the moment. I certainly, because I'm not travelling to and from work, I've certainly got more time, and so I really do appreciate it. Please stay safe, everybody. Let's get through this without any mishaps here, and I'll catch up with you soon.